So she says in verse 25, the woman said to him, I know Messiah is coming, he who is called the Christ. When he comes, he'll tell us everything. So do you get kind of what she's saying here? Do you get kind of what she's getting at? She's basically saying, look, yeah, one day this Messiah is going to come and he'll tell us everything. And maybe someday somebody will sort all the truth out and what's right and what's wrong and religions and worldviews and all that kind of stuff. But until then, I don't want to be bound by some truth that you're giving me. I don't want to be constricted by that. I don't want to be, hemmed into a corner there. So you have your truth. I'll have my truth. You follow your heart. I'll follow my heart. Sounds so familiar. And she's really asking the trust question. Sounds true. How do I know I can trust you, Jesus? And the answer is in verses 21 and 23, where you see Jesus say, my hour is coming. What is his hour? What is his hour? All through John, when Jesus says my hour, every time he's referring to the cross. When he will go to the cross, the hour, the time in which he'll go to the cross and pay for sin. And when he says my hour is coming, this is what he's pointing to. How can you trust? How do you know Jesus is telling the truth? How do you know that that's true and all these other things aren't true? Here's why. Because see, if Christianity had a God, if the God of Christianity was, if he was abstract, if he was just up there somewhere and throwing down abstractions, saying, "Here's my rules: do this, don't do that, live like this, don't live like that, surrender yourself, sacrifice yourself, adjust yourself to me," and everything was like that, then, that's kind of a hellish, one-way, abusive relationship. With Jesus, it's just the opposite, because it's about his hour, where the God of the universe said, I will be surrendered for you. I'll be bound for you. The freest being in the whole universe, God himself said, I will be bound and nailed to a cross for you. I'll be constricted. I'll adjust myself. I'll surrender myself. I'll sacrifice myself for you. How do we know that what Jesus says is true? It's because he didn't ask you to pay the ultimate price. He confirmed his words by paying the price himself. And that's why Jesus can say, see, in verse 26, suddenly he makes it totally real for her. She says, I don't know if I can believe this stuff, but when the Messiah comes, he'll tell us. And verse 26, it's like this amazing moment. It's like, wait for it. And Jesus says, I who speak to you am he. And suddenly the truth is personal. The truth is not out there. It's not a proposition. It's looking her square in the eye. Christianity, truth is personal, and so personal that God himself was willing to come and bind himself on a cross for us. Our deepest need is that we not only have the truth, but we love the one who is the truth, the Messiah.